Hello, hello. You guys haven't seen me in a while. Look at me. I'm still a mess. Still a mess. Um, but it does feel like I've kind of been in this dark place, but it's not a sad place. It was a good place. Very nice dark place. um, so on Patreon today, we have the event A Waking Dream, which I'm really excited about. I've been thinking about this for a long time and just writing notes about it, about how to navigate the waking dream. Um, and I've like pulled this all together just from myself, from, me doing my own druid like journeys. And so I will give you a technique in this class, um, workshop, whatever you want to call it. It's like a meetup. We get together, talk about spiritual stuff. I give you a technique to use, and I'm going to show you how to interpret it as well. My background in interpretation and stuff has some, unfortunately, it does have a little bit of Sigmund Freud / ancient Jewish mysticism involved in the way that I like to interpret my world. And so basically, what this class is, yes, you have your dreams and you interpret your own personal dreams, but our world, our reality is the ultimate dream. And you can interpret so easily, just from watching your world, setting an invocation for a ritual, and paying attention all day long. And so I'm really excited to share this technique with you guys today at 11. I think it'll be a great time. But until then, um, let's get into the energy of what's going on. I didn't get to do mystical insight because I've been so sick. And I'm talking like sick where I couldn't even read. Like, I like to read when I have free time. I was just laying there, like, trying to breathe the whole time. So it's been like 7 days of that, or 6 days. I don't know. My days are all messed up, but I'm struggling. I've had multiple CTs these past couple weeks. Like, it's been wild. So I'm glad you guys are still with me, still being patient with me. I'm going through a lot of sickness stuff. But okay. Currently, the sun at 21 degrees Aquarius, the moon is in Sagittarius. Yay! Just kidding. Sorry, I may be a little sick, a little too much today, but it's because I have no filter when I'm sick. Okay, Mercury, Pisces, Venus, 0 point Pisces. Mars in Aquarius. Wow, that being, that just looking at that large macro inner being right there, the sun at Aquarius. So the shining of that humanitarian. Then you have the moon at Sagittarius with that fireworks coming from that humanitarian. And then you have the Mercury in Pisces. So the mind is being shown the intuitive nature of this world, and the mind is getting a possible lessons on it and doesn't understand it, and it probably has all these tools that the mind uses that when it's in Pisces, that shit doesn't work. So when we have the mind and our yin both in that intuitive energy of Pisces, um, conjuring up a firework of humanitarian to do with that Mars in Aquarius. So right now, the macro being, no matter what you're seeing on the outside, it is working for us. We are moving forward. The illusion being presented in front of us consistently on a daily basis is meant to keep you afraid and make decisions out of fear, and which some of us may need to do. But on the other hand, um, people are also in their right to not and stay. And sometimes when I keep hearing, even in my own orbit, you know that certain energies really want me out of here. It's like, why? So then it makes me want to stay even more. Hey, Ash. Oh my gosh. Hey. Oh, it's been a long time. I missed you guys. I really did. Um, I was just talking about our Patreon event coming up, and also this, just the current planets right now are, um, I don't know, I feel better. Like, just from these planets, just like reading them off. We have the sun and Aquarius, or Mars and Aquarius. We have the moon with that firework ready to put off. And then we have the Mercury and Venus in Pisces and intuitive. So the mind and how we nurture and how we love are both in an intuitive sign, with the moon coming out with those ideas of truth, of that Sagittarius energy. And then you have the humanitarian energy hugging us with the sun shining, and our doing and our Mars energy. So this energy is working for us. And even though we will be consistently bombarded with a visuals and thoughts and of the opposite, that is the illusion. Um, so yes, and it's okay. Don't beat yourself up if you get upset about the illusion. The illusion is pretty fucking upsetting right now. Um, oh my God, thank you. I feel like I don't, but I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I was like, I'm gonna look like hell, but you know what? It's okay. But I'm glad you think I look better. My swelling is like going down. Yeah, like something's definitely doing something. So I think I've been sleeping, like, just dead sleeping for like days. So, uh, anyways, let's screen share here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So you don't have to look at me. All right. Well, you can kind of see me down here, but I need to. Okay, so this is what I was looking at here, chart of the moment. Um, and we get talking about what's going on right now. Yes, like it's like it took a break, and there's just this huge clusterfuck of things that have happened. And that's why when I tell you guys there's so much to interpret, there's so much to interpret that is going to be going on right now. It's insane. Um, and I haven't looked at astrology since I got sick. So look at this. Okay, the Chiron key sitting right at the ascendant in Aries. It's like, can it get louder to heal how you see the world? Can it get louder to um, reevaluate your identity, and see what it is that you may want to change? And just so you guys know, this isn't my name, so it's okay that it's up there. It's not my name anymore. So, um, okay. Oh, look at this coming. Why, hello, Saturn at 29 degrees Pisces. I told, like, my MC is at 28 degrees Pisces. So I'm told you guys I made that video of like Saturn chasing me. It literally feels like Saturn is just like on my back, like saying, are you sure that's what you want to do? And it's like, shut up. And it's in our subconscious. So, like, it's in this 12th house. And look at when we look at Placidus, remember, each house shows us like what area of life is going to be prevalent right now. And so we have our daily life and we have our subconscious. Are pretty fat right now, huh? Um, Close second is the identity and our reach outwards. Okay. Moon in the eighth. We never know what moon in the eighth houses are doing. Okay. I mean, I have a Pisces eighth house moon, and like to interpret a eighth house moon, no matter what sign it is, because there is a flavor of Scorpio there. It's hard to read, but you're going to be coming up with ideas here, possibly. Um, but like the heart has this weird gift of reflecting things to you. And so this would be like reflecting of, I mean, eighth house taxes. So are you guys getting your tax money finally? Taxes, the debts are going to be coming up too. Ugh. Um, we're going to be having a lot of eighth house stuff starting. Hi, good morning, Kayla. Good morning, Mel's. Um, we're just on here talking about the energy, and I have a workshop today. You're still missing tax documents. I finally got paid my taxes at the start of tax season. So there's that. But Micah, I don't think, has gotten anything. Not that I want to file or do. Oh, I know. I'm not contributing to this bullshit. I don't think anybody wants to contribute to it. I mean, as we woke up, we noticed like how our money was being used. And his whole campaign that he ran on was that it wasn't being used properly. And he was going to fix it all and take care of all the corruption. And he did in a way. He's protecting the corruption. It's like he's lying, but he's passing it off as not a lie. And it's just, I feel really bad for the people who are believing him, because we are about to see the consequences of this poor leadership is coming, I would say, within the next couple months. I'm really worried about water scarcity mainly. The water is like really, and I've talked about this for months, that I think we're going into a real problem with water. Okay. But anyways, we won't need to get too much into all the awful things that are coming, but it's been a nice break from looking at all the awful things, I'll tell you that much. But we're back at it. We're going to look at it. I'm not afraid to look at it. We're going to see what's been going on. We all know deep down what has been really been going on. Now it's just right in front of our eyes, and we're like all sick to our stomachs, like, holy shit, I was fucking real. I'm not delusional. Oh, cool. Fuck, you know? Okay. So the Sun, Mars, and Venus in the 11th house there. This is a huge call for community, a huge call to, and I feel like I've been saying this for so long, but you have to get to know your neighbors. You got to get connected with people. We have to. And it's like, we can do it now. We don't have to wait until something tragic happens to do it. Which is what we've done in the past. And that's what I'm worried about. I don't think that this time around we would have to be more prepared. Pluto in the 10th, we are seeing this huge wound of, they're not humanitarians. they aren't doing what they said they were going to do. They're very cold. They're not the healthy form of Aquarius energy. It is quite opposite. They are using that giving energy to give to themselves or their family specifically only, and that is it. This is tribalism, still active within the bloodlines of families, really. It's the bloodlines, and it's the rich bloodlines that are latching onto tribalism, which is so weird to me because they're the first ones that will like kill their family members for power. So, um, yeah, whatever. All right. Mercury, I love this placement right now. Why? Why do I love this placement? Because we know that 6 degrees Pisces is the ghost, the mediumship degree. And if the collective is sitting there with Mercury on the ghost degree, they're all probably like, I see dead people. They don't even know it. It's because you're seeing the dead version of you. The ghosts around you, it's very rare that they're attached to the home or attached to a past situation that has happened that in that land. So they're either attached to the land or the house. But that's a rare situation. When I see ghosts and people are like, please, I used to do this too. It's insane to me now when I think about it. Um, I would do it again, but they're not going to like what I have to say. I would go into their house. They'd be like, come clear my house for me. Okay, let me get my tools. Let's clear this house out. And as I'm looking around, it's fucking them. It's them. I'm sorry for my language. I really need to work on my sailor mouth. But it's your ghost. It's a disintegrated piece of you that is a holographic image, if you can see it that far, um, of yourself, energy of the past. It's filled with emotional residue that you don't want to feel, right? Um, and it's just sitting on the outside of you. And then it gets mad sometimes and it'll throw things across the room. Why aren't you listening to me? Why aren't you integrating this into me? Why are you rejecting me as a part of you when I am you? And so when these ghosts show up, which I'm talking about it because we have Mercury at 6 degrees Pisces in the 11th house, about to go into that 12th house. It's just like, saying it right there. That's the subconscious, that's the community. So when your mind can see it's a call to growth. Um, I remember when I first started in this world, in the spiritual community, and I was around a bunch of mediums and people who are just waking up. I don't know if they ever moved past certain experiences, but like one lady, she would talk about after her mother passed, she would see ghost like fog come out of her mouth and she would see it and she'd be like, and it would suck back in. And she'd be like, what was that? Like, well, we could have found out if you didn't suck it back in. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. But we could find out in hypnosis, obviously. But when you see those things, this is ancestral. This is you working up that Kundalini spine. Now, each point that you hit or go around of an energy center, in that energy center, you may have multiple records there. So in my root, I could have multiple records. And so when you are working on a specific part of your energy system, those, whether it's a ghost, whether it's emotional outbursts that come out that are still working through it shows up in your reality. And then so people are like, oh my God, I got this new ghost. I just moved to this new house. And they think like it's the house. Not necessarily. It's not always the house. When I say rare, I'm saying like 2% or less. Like restaurants, okay. Yeah. Places where bad things have happened. Yeah, there's activity there attached to the land. But when you guys are seeing shit in your house, that's you. When you see witches conjuring and making deals with spirits and they're surrounding them and they do their bidding for them. And I remember I watched this one paranormal show where I knew for a fact that these people did activated these ghost energies for when they came in. Both the male and the female in were sitting on the couch completely quiet while things were flying across the room and they were explaining things. And it's like they're active in witchcraft because they talked about it. Um, and that can also be a part of it. And it's not necessarily a good thing. You want that part of yourself inside because it's holding gifts, it's holding answers, it's holding guidance. Um, it's wants to stop you from making the same mistakes. It wants communication. It wants to give you self wisdom. These are not things that we should be afraid of. Okay. It does bring me back to that story when I had like a party at my family's house, and the other uh, woman in my there was multiple women in my family that were intuitive, but there was one that was extremely sensitive, and she was older than me. And at one of my parties, my graduation party, she like wouldn't go in the house because there was a man in there. I know that man was my dad's abusive, dad. He like would beat him with a bullwhip. So like she was afraid to go into that house because of that specific ghost that was there. But it was a disintegrated piece of my dad who had not healed the abuse he endured as a child. And so that part of him that he saw as a child was a projection, it's a hologram of it. Okay. All right. I don't know why we've gotten into all of this today, besides the Mercury at the mediumship degree for everybody here. So be aware of the ghosts around you today. Mm, it's like the ghost that comes out of me is my little sickly girl ghost who walked around the aisles in the hospital with her roly thing, an IV attached to me. That's the one that pops out every so often. We probably owe. Right? Would that also apply to dead memories? Actually, yes, it does apply to dead memories. However, they someone else may hold that placeholder. Like so when you're talking about dead memories, are you speaking of like a traumatic memory? Um that like can you give me a little bit more details and I can help with it. Um Dead memories as in the person's dead, the memories are dead to you. Like, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I don't know. Um, Corey all of a sudden remembered something from his childhood and he's never spoke of it. Oh, you call that a dead memory. Okay. Yes. So in is he beginning to wake up? Because I also noted this with Micah when they're around energy enough and they start waking up, these old memories that they have made dormant for safety, when they start feeling safe and they want to know about themselves, it will show up. Yes, it will start showing up in different ways. Yeah. Yep. Just sit with them with it. Yeah. It is so upsetting when you find out how you've been used. You know, he's a Pisces sun too. Well, that Pisces sun is about to shine. My dad's also a Pisces sun. And like I explain what a Pisces sun is to my mom, my Virgo mom, right? And she's like, oh, he's none of that. picture me and my dad talk about intuitive shit all the time when you're asleep. So I don't know. But yes, Pisces, very intuitive, um, very imaginative. Do you see that starting to come out a little bit? It's kind of fun. Yeah. A lot of us children don't because that little inner child keeps us safe. And we're like, oh no, that's love. Don't worry. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Shit. Then I'm fine. Do, 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 do. And they go through your childhood. And then you look back and you're like, other people are, hey, that's abuse. And you're, what? Shit. I didn't even know that. That's how innocent we really are. We are innocent beings. I'm so sick of this whole sinner, you're a sinner, you're this, you're bad. And it's like when you set that as a foundation for a religious belief, psychology even says that's bad. You don't sit there and point out the bad things all the time, um, you want to point out the good things because then they believe that about themselves. And he's a 29 degree too. Considering I'm glad you're there helping him too. I know I'm a 29 degree Aries Jupiter, and you know, as soon as like I'm about to get my freedom, I get reeled back in under the guise of somebody else's fear, and it's my responsibility. And I mean, I didn't know it was my responsibility, but apparently it is my responsibility to take care of all this. And we're going to be looking at this right here on the screen, looking at Venus, Mercury, True Node, Saturn. They're all in this intuitive um, energy. And my intuition of how, like, I have been stifled in my expansion in my career from the beginning. From the beginning, it has been a consistent struggle. And this is what you need to know with 29 degrees. So, in my career, so I'll go through it so you can kind of see the 29 degree move through my life. Um, for my career and how I'm seen. So when I was in high school, I was a leader. I was vice president in my class. I was in like every group you could be in. I was in scuba club. I didn't even know how to scuba, but I was their secretary and took care of their minutes. like, um, I was in every club, and I took care of that school. And my mom took care of that school too. She was the main secretary. She did everything there. And then I couldn't really expand much there because of who my mom was. And my dad was on the board of education. So expanding my career, it was very limited. I told my parents I wanted to go to art school. They said there's no money in art school. Go to business school. I ended up going to business school, whatever. It was easy for me, minus accounting and economics. I couldn't do it. So then the 2008 recession hit. I graduated early. I was supposed to graduate with my bachelor's in 2009. I graduated in 3 years at 2008 because I'm ADHD and overcompensated to try to expand. So I didn't fail college. So I get out early during the recession. Can't get a job. I work at H&R Block. Like I can't expand, guys. You see the limit here that has been placed on me. I work on H&R Block and I substitute teach. And this is like fresh out of college with my bachelor's degree because there's no jobs and it's a recession. I didn't know it was a recession. I thought there was just something wrong with me. Of course, because I failed economics. Anyways, so I save up my money and I was like, I just want something new. So what did I do though? I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to do because what I wanted to do was go to art school. And that wasn't an option. So my mom, she always would talk about how she never got to move to Texas with her friend because she ended up getting married and having kids. And so all her dreams were ruined because she couldn't go to Texas with her friend. So I was like, I'll go to Texas. Let's see what it's like. So I literally took my mom's dream timeline here and jumped on it and went to Texas and worked really hard trying to get a job. I finally got a job working for a hotel management company as an office manager, and I moved up and became director of corporate affairs and worked and was a manager of all the area managers who managed the general managers of the hotels, which doesn't make any sense. Keep this in mind. This is that 29-degree critical degree here. It doesn't make sense that I didn't even work in a hotel. I was never GM. I never managed a hotel, but then I'm managing the people who are managing those people. Okay, well, let's keep moving through this expansion and career. Jupiter in the 10th house, 29 degrees. Now, and this is how I've seen out in the world too. So where I was around a bunch of businessmen, a lot of them. They're all speaking different languages around me. I can't understand them, so I have to learn how to speak those languages. I didn't do well. I know like three sentences. Okay. Um, so then from there, the expansion changed because he did not want to give me a raise. He just wanted to give me a title. And so that I could use that title in the future as opposed to getting paid more money, which is what they do to all of us women, right? And many other people too. It's not just me. They do this in the education system too. My mom's like, I could not work for the whole school year and still be paid because they've given me so much time off because they do not want to give me a raise. Um, so I got another job. I won't get into the really messy sexual part of all of that because I was a 20-year-old. Um, and in that job, they wanted me to help them with their hotels, but there was no way to help them without money. So they don't give me a budget and they're like, fix these hotels. And I'm like, that's not possible. So then he's like, will you be a medical marketer for me? I think you could sell these things. So then I try to sell these things, almost get sex trafficked through this person. And so see how my expansion, every time I would try to get into a space, it was like these critical issues that would pop up out of nowhere that someone who is an entry level worker walking into didn't make any sense to me um and then they wouldn't even give me a GM job. I would just be like, okay, well, make me an assistant GM, and just so I can build up my resume so I'm able to get a managerial position from my job, from my career. It didn't work out. It never worked out, guys. I wasn't able to expand. I had to fight every step of the way to get any position. And I had to fight using everything I had. It wasn't just my professional credentials. And so when you have a 29 degree somewhere, and you're learning this last lesson, I had to fight for my expansion because nobody wanted me to expand. And I'm still dealing with this. Even with Micah and with what we're doing, I even told her, I'm like, you sit there and say that I can leave at any point. However, it's not like I have a bank account of all the funds that you have split over that are mine, so I can go. So I'm still in a financial prison. Um, And it does take an effect on certain aspects of you, and you'll see if they're not healed because you'll have like outbursts by being put back into the spot that you trying to get out of. um, but yeah, like the 29-degree Aries, I'm like surprised I'm not getting like shot up or something. Like, what does this really mean? Everybody, when you look up degree theory, it's like it's, they make it sound so glamorous. They make it sound like this is, you're going to be famous, or, and it's like, yeah, famous for someone dying that I care about, or famous for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, famous for doing something really stupid and wrong or hurting someone. Like, that's, you've got to take in consideration of the negative and the positive of these degrees, and it's not always a positive thing, and coming to terms with that sucks. But yes, 29 degrees, I'm learning the last degree of Jupiter in Aries, and he's learning that, what is it, 29 degrees, and that's his sun, right? He has a 29-degree sun, Pisces. Um, so shining who he really is been a struggle to be that person. Yeah. And I have like everybody, whenever I say, "Hey, I want to do this," or "I want to do that," like my aunt would be like, "Oh, you just need someone to take care of you." That, that's not what I fucking said. And then I like yelled at her. I'm like, I don't want no one to fucking take care of me, because everybody's taking care of me wrong and I'm dying. I need to take care of myself. Like, y'all suck. Take care of yourselves. So, and struggling with wanting even to do a job. Like, that people think, oh, it's going to be easy if you have a Jupiter here or your sun. It's easy to shine if you got that. No, like, it's the hardest thing to, like, to get me out. And I'm fighting it right now. I know I have to get a job over on that island, and I'm looking at these jobs, and I'm sitting there like, I don't, I am not a data analysis. Like, I'm not going to be able to take care of someone. So, I, I don't know. So, like, when I'm looking at it, my excuses start coming up of why I can't do things. And those same excuses are going to come up for everybody who's got anything in 29 degrees. When you have it at 0 degrees, it's like you can't stop but doing it. Oh no. Tell them it's okay. Yeah. I find them attractive too. There's this one on here, her name's Wicked Confection on TikTok, and she like cooks and like black people were the ones who really made the good food, and so she sits there and cook. I find that woman so fucking gorgeous. I'm like, what? She's beautiful. Like, how would I don't even know if anybody would know how to talk to her. So, um, yeah, I would don't make them, just make them feel safe in it, and the more they feel safe, the better it is. Um, and desires are a compass. There's a desire to heal something, you know. Oh, right. I guess I hate moving over to Dumpy's chart, but you know what? That's what gets the views. Everybody wants to know what the hell he is doing. Um, when we all know he's just evading his accountability here. Oh, so let's begin. I'm curious if there's anything I want to look at today with the fixed stars. There's so many of them. No, please don't come up here. Thank you. Shit's about to- Oh, Andromeda Galaxy. We can look at that. I used to like to look at Beetlejuice. Oh, let's look at Castor. Um, but it's like it won't go supernova, and I'm getting mad. Like, come on, we want to see this. Now, these fixed stars, guys, how I interpret them are if you were to see your energetic ball, what orbits you, it's a machine. And fixed stars, they're fixed there, right? So in a machine, when something is fixed, it is part of the machine, like the engine or the headlights or uh, whatever you want to call it, parts of the car. So when we were looking at Algol, the part of that car, that fixed star, is the algorithm, which we all have that machine in our vehicle. And Algol is not just the algorithm, it's the oil, it's the fuel to the algorithm. That's why it's that dark feminine wound energy. Okay. So I would want to look at more points of our vehicle that we all have just in different parts. Some parts of the vehicle are closer to others. Um, Recap. Mark. That's another one we can look at. This one's another good one to look at. Let's just stick to these ones for. Ooh, peacock. What? When they stand out like that. Let's look at Plura. All right. That one looks familiar, the shellac one. All right, but let's go with those for now. Okay. All right. So the first one we want to look at with Donald Trump's here, we're going to look at Castor. Um, I believe Castor is in Gemini, right? Oh no, it's Cancer. Oh. Castor has a twin though. That's why I thought it was. I think Castor's twin is Pollux. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so why this says Castor. Okay. I don't know. Castor is a complex sextuple star system located in constellation Gemini, known for its brightness and historical significance in mythology. It consists of three binary pairs and is often associated with the twin brothers Castor and Pollux from Greek mythology. See, I have Greek in me, guys. I knew that was a twin, but I'm confused of why. I don't know. Okay. So his Castor is at 19 degrees Cancer, right up here. So when we are looking at Castor and what it could possibly mean for this fixed star. Um, with it being part of the twins, it really has to do with creativity and seeing different angles of things, depending like if you have the Pollux or if you have Castor. Um, so let me pull up one little thing here on Castor that, and then I can pull up my book instead too to see what they have to say about it. So Castron's modern Arabic name. You guys want me to try to say this? Makadama ala Diran, the preceding one of two cupids or forearms. It's made from two pairs, two cupids, two forearms. Castor, the horseman of the twins, is well known for the star current of the centuries, but in later Greek days and Apollo, with astronomers even through Flamsteed's time, Babylonians used Castor to mark their 11th elliptical constellation, Mashmoshu Maru. Thanks, Nori. The western one of the twins, while Pollux, these are the great twins. Um, the star is Al Raz Al Atum Ala Makadim. Um, okay. So when we're looking at these stars, um, I actually want to see in my chart real quick so I can see where it is. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I have it right on my ascendant, um, which is weird because I really thought, like, it says it's in Gemini, so I'm confused. Huh. Well, let's move on. I will go back to it. I do want to go through fixed stars today, though. So, castor, we'll take another look at it. And it's funny, I use so much castor oil. Kitty, she's, I don't know what she's doing. Like jugs of castor oil. But now when I look at it, I'm like, that's weird. Okay, let's look at Durga. Durga. People, you probably know Durga from a god too. It's a term used in the spiritual community. Um, uh, so the Durga is Hindu. So with the Durga, we're going to have something a little bit different here. This is a supreme goddess of the Devi and the Shakti. It's divine feminine energy. Uh, this was known, Durga was known for slaying the half buffalo demon. How do I say this? Mahishasura. So Durga, the goddess Durga, is the mother of the Hindu religion. So she's someone who can take you beyond difficulties. And when you find your Durga, where does that mother help you? So for me, it helps in the subconscious here, part of the community, which makes complete sense for me. And this is just weird because I like drown myself in castor oil. Okay, pleurisy. I wanted to look at this because I just find it interesting that we also have a disease called pleurisy, and I actually had it. So I thought this was an interesting fixed star to pull up um, and to read about because I've never read about it. So let's look at this one. Plura fixed star. Let's see what it says on here. And then I'm gonna look at my book. This is as much as I could do before I could do a class today, guys. Um, all right, we can look at this. Whatever. Whatever. There's not much on this at all, actually, in this plura. Just like where it's from. Gosh, astrology really is the new frontier to me. But anyways, Castor, Pollux, they're both twins. They're twins, spiritual twins. And I take them as healers. Okay. Um, Peacock. This is the next one. I was like, Peacock, what is this? And it makes, excuse me, so much sense that it's in Capricorn. um, all right, let's see what Peacock has. There's like nothing on Plura, which is weird to me. Okay, Peacock. Let's look at Peacock today. Peacock fixed star. What comes up? It's in Capricorn. It's not one of the traditional stars. It is the brightest star in the constellation of Pavo, which means peacock in Latin. Peacock is deeply associated with beauty, immortality, watchfulness, and resurrection across cultures. Greek mythology, the peacock was sacred to Hera, the queen of the gods. Hera placed 100 eyes of Argus, her watchful servant, on the peacock's tail. So the positive influence that this specific star can give you, which mine is in the seventh house, so you can pull yours up and find out where it is. Radiant charisma, um, artistic, creative, spiritual aura, watchfulness, insight, possessing intuitive or psychic abilities, potential for rebirth and reinvention. The negative influence of the peacock here is vanity, narcissism, obsession with appearance or reputation, oversensitive to criticism, attention seeking behavior, superficial charm masking as manipulative tendencies or emotional detachment, potential for illusion or projection, especially in relationships. So mirroring others rather than actually being authentic. Um, so when you look at where that is, where do you tend to have that charisma? Where do you tend to manipulate? Oh, that's all right. I'll fix it. Thanks for letting me know. Is it back? Oh, okay. So those are just some fun things to look at here. You will find lots of stars in different places. And like you'll see here, see how my Durga is with an orb, 6-degree orb here of my Chiron key. My peacock place here is right like near the cusp of the sixth and seventh house. I don't know how I feel about that. That actually makes me not happy. um, and then this plura that we don't know anything about, but it's in Virgo. So maybe that's why I pulled it up today. Okay. Let's Let's go to JD Vance and see where his peacock is. I swear that man's peacocking all the time. There he is. There's the peacock. It's in his fifth house. It's definitely fun for him to peacock. Okay. This actually worries me. I think this is why I thought he was the Antichrist from the beginning. Um, oh, good morning, Meg. Meg, it's good to see you. I'm taking it pretty slow today on here. We're just looking at some fixed stars, and then we're going to go into a waking dream class where I've been kind of took a bunch of notes for this class. What I'm excited about. I haven't really written it down, so it was nice to be like, oh, thing. Um, but see, as you guys can tell, like I am not doing well, but I can't stay away for too long. You know this one's peacocking. uh, you know what really gets to me here is how do they act on their innermost desires? Like that's where your heaven on earth is. So when Mike Johnson is sneaking behind backs and sleeping with boys, and men or what, both, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Um, like, and you can't like, and you hide that in your life, in your real life, because of why, like that because is so important. Um, he's gonna get exposed. There's no way getting around the exposing that's coming for this one. When you have Saturn quincunx your 28-degree Jupiter there in Sagittarius, let me tell you, a truth is going to come out that's going to expand you to a level that you don't want to be expanded to. It's a Saturn retrograde at 29 degrees in quincunx to a Jupiter at 28 degrees, right in between the ninth and the 10th house. And Mike Johnson is righteous. He is righteous. Um, and then he has the other quincunx with his femininity over into Uranus, the sudden coming out, that needs to happen. And that's where things will break. Like if you don't bend and do what is asked, it breaks. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I agree. They're all exposed. It's just I think some people are still rejecting and accepting the veil still. Like the veil has been dropped. You if it is up for anybody right now, it's because they're choosing for it to be up. And it is too painful for it to fall. Um, I'm not saying it's easy. It's painful. It is so painful to watch your world fall apart. Everything you built, everything like you sacrificed your life for, you sacrifice your energy where it could have went towards something more selfish or it could have gone towards something you actually needed, and then it's gone now. And so letting all of that go, it is the biggest lesson, it is the hardest lesson, but it is the most freeing thing you can do for yourself. But yeah, they are all exposed. They are still like trying to shove the illusion down our throats when we're like, bitch, you know we can see you. I bring out my Cat Williams. Like, we can see you. We're not blinded anymore. And they are banking on the fact that we are still asleep. And that's why they're doing all this anti woke thing. Being woke is bad because if they can see us, then it's bad. It's- yeah. But it is all going to come out. This is going to be a fight, guys. This isn't going to be um, what we think, what we think should happen. Yeah, Megan, that's a perfect way to look at it. Yeah, that's really where we are. And some people are so angry because they've read the book so long ago, and so they're just ready to off everybody. They're, they brought them to a very dark place. But just the fact that we're having waves of people waking up, yeah, some people are on chapter one because that's all they can handle right now. My mom says she can't handle anymore after listening to the audiobook Nobody's Girl by Virginia Giuffre. And so, like, if that's all she could handle, that's all she can handle. And then she plays her video game and she tries to get me to play video games with me to keep me away from all of this. But I don't want to be away from all of this. I want to be here for everybody because I know what it's like to not have somebody. That's not cool. All right. Spidey senses tell us where we need to go next. I just don't know why I'm being pulled towards him, but this is the second time that I am being pulled towards him. All right. I mean, every time I look at this chart, I'm like, fuck. Have we looked at the judge in Connecticut? Um, I think I know what you're talking about because I watched a video on this or something. But if you give me a name, oh, Clarence Thomas. Yeah, we looked at him. That eighth house Mars man is definitely showing who it is. And it's wild to me that like this veil is getting dropped, right? And everybody's on one side or the other, and we don't know who is what. And when my veil got dropped, it was like, haha, you guys didn't know. I stood for the heart the whole time. And then you have the other ones who are seemingly good, right? And then the veils dropped, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? And this whole time, like, I was seen as a bad person, like, my whole life. I was seen as a villain. I was seen as whatever. What were you seen as before? And when your veil dropped, what do you see now? My mask was a ditzy blonde. I played dumb to get what I wanted. And it worked like fucking gold. All you have to do is play like a dumb idiot woman, and you can get what you want, or you can be really smart and fight your way to getting it too. So, I mean, looking back at that and watching my veil drop and all of the knowledge and ancient knowledge that I scrapped away so other people were comfortable. And once you find that again, what did you scrap away that made other people uncomfortable? And you grab that back and you grasp onto it. Um, because it's a lifeline. All right, Clarence Thomas. I thought I had him in here. If not, we can stick him in. Because we went through all the Supreme Court justices the other day. Here we are. Can you guys see Clarence Thomas, or do you see the other one, the other screen? I just wonder if it switches because sometimes it doesn't. Like, did it switch over from that to that, or is it still on the? Okay. Okay, cool. Look at his face. Does he seem like a liar? All right, I'm just gonna write it down because I like doing my own way. June 23rd, 1948, 9 p.m. Pinpoint. Interesting name. I remember looking at this chart and people asking, do you think it's just money or do you think it's kids? And I remember thinking at first that it was just like money. And then I was like, I don't know. I may be feeling some grossness in there. So I wasn't completely sure. But now we know. Is this it's like okay, as soon as we pulled up this energy, did you guys feel like he is ready to run? Like as soon as I'm entering this energy, I'm like, this motherfucker is scrambling right now. I don't wondering how he can get out of here. Turns out it's animals. Stop it. It's not children. Is this why I couldn't see that it was children? Stop. Is it animal? What the fuck? That just threw me into a place for a second. Like, what the animals? I'm even afraid to look. All right, well, there's that eighth house Mercury or Mars that we were talking about in Virgo. And look, it's at 17 degrees. So he is going to be well known for animal fucking. Oh my god. I have to Google this real fast on my phone. I'm just like so blown away by it. I have to find what file it's in. This is insane. How is he still sitting there? I don't know. I mean, look at this shit right here. How do I that work? Can you zoom in? There. That's a little bit better. I'm old. Okay. Oh yeah, that's nice and big. I like that. I need some glasses. Okay. Oh, well, already we have a Venus retrograde here too. Um, these Venus retrogrades do not like women, guys. And it's a spectrum, obviously. So if you have a retrograde Venus, then you are learning about your femininity, you're growing your femininity. It is a theme in your life. Here, though, it seems more like his theme is to manipulate women. I mean, look at this: one, two, three. What is this? Your heart, your mind, and giving. How do you have a 1 degree? This isn't on. There's no way this is on. And he has a lower degree sun than Ilan Bilan. Oh my god. I hope it's not like I'm gonna have to Google this after this. Let's see. Meg, are you on Discord? Can you just like message me? Do you know what it was? I just because there is clues there. What animal is it? But all right, here we go. Here's this famous doings in Virgo in the eighth house that we're all going to get to see. Um, it is square the Jupiter retrograde at 22 degrees Sagittarius in opposition. I just got this overwhelming feeling that he might off himself. Um, all right, first things first, ascendant 25 degrees Capricorn. Nope. MC 13 degrees Scorpio. You know, out of all these depth degrees, you would think that Scorpio would have more. And it's like there's only two. It's like Scorpio, we know you're deadly. Like, what do you mean there's only two? He's lying to us. Um, so 13 degrees. They're just here to give me a heart attack. Okay. Sun, 2 degrees Cancer. Next. Nothing. Malefics. This is the main one that I'm looking at. Uh oh. So this doesn't technically mean that they're gonna die, like the death penalty. It can mean like death of who they are from judicial decree, like or it turns violent. All right, 19 degrees Leo here for Saturn. Nothing, excuse me. Pluto, 13 degrees, nothing. Um, Chiron, oh, there's nothing in there. No. All right. Well, we can look at 12 degrees Taurus. No, and Scorpio. Nothing. All right. So if this one goes, it's going to be from what he did, if there's any death involved. Um, he's not going to be famous for being a judge. I just feel like there would be more markings here. We only have one. All right, let's go over here to these aspects. These are the aspects table. You can also find them up in here if you want, if you like to look at them like this. I personally enjoy this better. It just makes it easier for me. But this just stresses me out because I'm seeing so many problems coming from sexuality. All of these problems we're having is from sexuality. What sexuality is not allowed and what is allowed. Um, them not knowing what's allowed and what's not allowed, them not knowing what consent is, there's just so much going on about sexuality and entitlement to sexuality. Meaning, in this particular case, um, let's take a first look at this past life indicator with what he's done through his heart. We also have a biquintile here with Uranus. Possible gain is here. We also have here quincunx, the key to healing. So same thing with the heart needing to heal. We have these upside down Ks, which are, come on, memory, no? Quincunx. So the Ks that go up are the semisextile. The Ks that go down are quincunx. Ks up, semisextile. Ks down, quincunx. Okay, K's down. He's got so many bender breaks with how he shines, with his heart and his mind and his heart and how he loves. He also has a sextile here with Mars and Saturn. So for him specifically, this is going to be very hard for him to integrate his own lessons, being who he is. He thinks he's perfect. I'm so sick of seeing all these men who think that they came here to be the disciplinary for everybody else when they've done nothing wrong, when we know they're doing a shit ton of things wrong. Um, all right, so he's got quite a bit of past life indicators, and most of them usually are all connected to one life. Like it's just a really traumatized one. Some are multiple. But with this one specifically, I'm feeling like they are all connected. The moon not getting to do what he wants to do, what his inner desires were. He could not shine to his rising. his mind did not want to heal. His how he loves does not want to heal. Uranus holding on to this freedom that he needs of his baggage, that Uranus is like ready to take and zap away if he lets. But he's got all these semi squares around here too. And then we have another quincunx here with his right. Like this time around, this life that he is living right now was supposed to be rough. It was like it was supposed to be a little difficult for him. He was supposed to struggle and be who he needed to be and be who he is. Instead, I went a different route. Now, he can't tell the difference. Like when you have a conjunction like this of somebody who doesn't quite know themselves, um, they're going to think their ego is them if they can hear their ego. Only people who are awake and channeling can hear the ego, the inner monologue within you. Um, he would probably take that inner monologue to another level, and listen to those thoughts too much. Um, and how he loves. So it's just like they're all right on top of each other. So being able to decipher those three, um, it's going to be very difficult. I don't think he's going to do it this lifetime. I mean, I could be wrong. Everybody's got great potential. I try to give you guys the benefit of the doubt, everybody a benefit of the doubt. But when we're looking at some really dark charts like usual, um, you can just assume that they are coming back and that we need to have systems ready for when they come back. We need to have rehabilitation and true inclusivity in our culture so we don't have people doing what's going on right now. Rehabilitation with, like, we have no sexual education beyond um, one that's in school that talks about just normal period and body parts and such like that. But beyond that, what is there? You talk to your parents, what do they fucking know? You know, um, how are they going to know about your sexuality? Yes, sexual fetishes get passed down. Sorry to creep you out that way. But we have to change the world for when these people do come back because they're not learning their stuff. And that's what I'm worried about. Um, we are already seeing them come back from not learning prior, and they were murdered by judicial decree. So everybody thinks, oh, just getting rid of people who are doing bad things is what's going to save the world. This is where I'm like, that's not true. I don't think that's true. That is not the solution. It has never been the solution. Violence is not the solution. And I know everybody's bringing themselves to that point right now because I can feel it in the mental realm. Everybody is fed up and done, and they just want this over with. And I don't blame you. Um, however, the the problem will perpetuate itself if we don't set up some sort of sexual rehabilitation for people to find themselves in a healthy manner, um, and fast. So if we want to save our children, we want to like prevent the animals from having trauma. Like what? How? Like already, I'm starting to think. Okay, we have people who come to me with trauma, and helping them try to work with these memories and erase these memories and try to create new memories. How are you going to do that with a fucking animal? Like you just damaged an animal. My gosh, I don't know. but we got 10 minutes. I may come back on after the session, depending on how I feel. I mean, I'm not on there, but I just heard JE referencing his preferences, and there's a ton of video proof that they provided these activities for clients. um, when I started like the snuff films, like we knew this stuff was going on. We just didn't have like the proof of it. And now it's like we've got the snuff films, we've got the hunting parties, we've got the weird sexual desires and towards children and animals. Just like sexuality has been distorted from the patriarchy has done it. So, and the matriarchy. Everyone's like, "Oh, the matriarchy." Like, you can try to build it up again. Go ahead, build it up. But the matriarchy is already here. They're the ones holding up the patriarchy. They're the ones, like in my big fat Greek wedding, who think, "Oh, this mom is the neck and she moves the head wherever she wants." Obviously, that's not true because she didn't move the head towards the child rapists, right? So that's our matriarch currently. And I see that you can feel people building a matriarchal type of way of living. And women are going to do this. I would expect more of this actually, because women are fed up. When we're looking at this chart, even here, this chart tells me women are fed up. The two feminine planets here are in Pisces in the 11th house. Women's wheels are turning. We are not going to let us fall down. Trust that there are women who are recognizing this for what it truly is. They are in their positions of power and they will help as best of their ability. It's just like they need the support and they're going to get it. Just this Pluto sitting here in the 10th house, it's like, we freaking know. Obviously, we know, we see the wound, we know it's there, we know it's in the career, it's filtered through all the sectors of life, even the healings, even the hospitals. Okay, let's talk quick before I go about some more degree theory. I sprinkle it throughout my videos, guys. But there is one video, one live I did just like talked about degree theory and the mutable, fixed, and cardinal signs, and um, the different degrees that are critical for each of those signs. And but for some other numbers that I like to throw out there, like right now, do you see 14 there on Mars in Aquarius for him? 14 has a interesting relationship with the mother. Um, if you have a 14 degree, this is a mother lesson. This is something going on here. So I would want to know about his mother. She probably was very cold. She probably wasn't there. If she was there, um, she could have been mentally ill. I don't know much about. Let's see if there's anything on him and his mother, because I know number 14 is a mother number. His father abandoned the family and he was raised by his grandfather. No mother. Okay, let's see. He was born in a wooden shack. Okay, when we're looking at past lives and we're looking at stuff like this in early life, he was one then in the past. He did get freed. Oh, there it is. They were owned by Josiah Wilson of Liberty County. I I wonder if he only feels safe if he's owned by somebody, you know? Whoa, 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 whoa. Upon becoming pregnant with Thomas's older sister, her father ordered her to marry MC. What the fuck? This is a crazy early life here. Okay, this is where the hate for women came from. I don't know if you can read this clearly. Um, I think a lot of people confuse matriarch. Yeah, they do. Yeah. And they just haven't remembered that we've already done it. Uh, that's the other thing that bothers me is like the patriarchy is trying to take us back, the matriarchy is trying to take us back, and it's just like, no, we're trying to move forward. like, matriarchy was first. That's why we had all those matriarchal societies that we found over in Greece, and it wasn't much better. I know everybody thinks that, oh, it's going to be so much better if women are in charge. But it wasn't. Something wasn't right with that either. Then we started the patriarchy, and now we're coming to an end of that patriarchal power because it is so loud in front of us. We're rejecting it. I always notice what we reject kind of just like plops out in the reality and we can see it. And right now we are rejecting this patriarchy. And uh, they're going to try everything to stop it. There's nothing they can do. Okay, so there's a deep hate for women already from this story, reading about it. Despite having little formal education, Anderson built a successful business delivering coal, oil, and ice. To Catholic school. Okay. Where he was segregated boarding school's first Black student. Though he experienced hazing, he performed well academically and he spent hours in the library. The only library for Blacks in Savannah before libraries were desegregated. Wow. All of our rights came from God. Then what the fuck, Clarence Thomas? Are you kidding me? Yeah, there's a deep hate for women. a deep hate for himself. Wow. Let's just say he thinks he should be equal as a black man, but um, I don't think he thinks women are equal in the least bit. So, all right, guys, I've been live for a half hour or an hour and a half, and now we have to go over for a waking dream. I'm so excited for this. I've been writing notes about this as much as I could while I was sick. So I'm excited to teach you guys this. It is going to be simple, it's going to be fun, and you'll be able to read your reality, and it'll be fun. Okay. I think I'm going to continue this stream later if I feel better after, and because I really miss being on here. So hopefully I'll see you guys after. I'll let you know in Discord if I come back on. Okay. I will see you guys over on Patreon. Whoever's here that's on Patreon. I'll see you then. Bye. Love you.